All right, welcome back. So today we're working on the Chuckworth RC mid-motor IROC Drag Slash. This thing's gonna get a name here soon, and I'm probably gonna call it, the People's Choice, because every choice we've made on this RC so far has been voted on, and it truly is coming out amazing. But I've been having a lot of trouble getting parts for this build. At least the parts I want. Been everywhere on the internet, ordered stuff's on back order, stuff that's supposed to be there is not shipped. Like, you guys know, I'm struggling getting parts for this thing. I know what I want to build. It's just getting the parts that I want for the build, having a lot of trouble. That's why, as you see, I've got a car here you guys probably never seen before, because this was my early days of speed runs. This is really a pretty bad car. This thing was putting up some numbers. It's really lightweight. Had a big motor in this thing, big ESC, which I've already robbed out of this thing. And of course a Futaba system in it, and all that's now into another car along with the tires. But I keep the chassis like this because this car is set up. This car is dialed. This car runs 120 mile an hour. And I'm very impressed with this chassis, because this was one of my early builds. But I have it here because I'm having trouble getting parts, and this thing has something that I need. Now, it's not what I want, but I could use it. So, as you see on the back, still got to use some spacers for the shocks. In the front you don't. But I'm going to steal the shocks off of this thing. It's set up for my speed running, and this is really gonna get me by, so I can somewhat dial in this car. So we're gonna steal the shocks off this, get it put on that. I really need some good adjustable rear shocks for that thing. Like, these shocks will work really good for the front of it, but these shocks still are not what I need, and the PROLINEs I need just aren't around. And I do have different batteries coming, but I picked up some small packs that we're going to be testing with on this RC. For now, let me see if I can get these things opened up. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these little drag packs right here. So, made by Gen Ace. They're called the Red Line. We use these a lot for road racing. It's a shorty pack. Works pretty good. It packs a lot of punch for such a little battery. So let me get this thing out of here. You can see it's a really small battery, little 2S battery, but it packs a punch. So I'm going to use these for testing. I picked up a couple of them. The bad part about these batteries, and something I don't like, they do give you the bullets, which are pretty easy to make your battery connection. The bad part about this, it gives you nothing for the balance port. So you have to build your balance port, and your balance port is basically that little center pin. And so what I have to do is you have to pick up these little 6mm pins right here, or 2mm pins, I'm sorry. It comes with the 6mm bullets already, or 5mm bullets, one of them. But they're in here. Bullets are right in here. And these will plug right into the battery. Like this. But they don't give you anything for the center pin. So you got to purchase that separately, which is right here. So I picked these up. And the way you wire it is on your 3-wire 2S balance port, you'll have 3 wires. You'll have a black, a red, and then whatever other color is in the center. So black will go to black, you'll solder that in line here. Red will go to red on your balance port, solder that in here. Then you take your 3rd wire, your center wire of your balance port, solder it to this, and that solders right into here. So basically the 2 other wires is going to balance charge one port, and then that's going to balance charge the other port. So that's the way you go ahead and do these packs. And these are really good packs. They're really small. They got a little weight to them, so you can get them forward, back, wherever you need to balance out your power in your drag build. It's 130C. I do have a 220 or 210C pack coming for it, but like I said, it's on back order. So I do have these, got a couple of them. So 7.6 volt. It's a high voltage LiPo, 5100 in this little tiny pack, and it's 130C out of this little thing. And you get some really good runtime with this. So I won't need all the runtime, but I like the weight. I like how I can shift around the weight. So that's what we're going to use on our drag build. So I'm going to get this soldered up. So I do have a couple of them. What I'll do is I'll throw one on the charger and run one, and then we charge in between rounds. So until our other pack comes, that's what I'm going to do. And then here's the 10 gauge wire I'll be running. Didn't have any red, so I'll use white as the power, black as the ground. And then, like I said, the 3 wire 3S balance port plug, which is basically like this. So like I said, red will go to red, black will go to black, and then the 3rd wire, usually the center wire of your balance port, which will be white, green, whatever color they decide to throw in there, is going to go to that little center 2mm plug, and that'll balance out your battery. So that's the way those are done, just in case you guys don't know. But I'm going to get to busting off these shocks off this drag build and try to get this set up, because I really need to start dialing in this chassis while I'm waiting for these shocks to come. So it's been driving me crazy. Truly has, trying to get parts for this thing. So I didn't film a video yesterday because I was hoping the parts would be here today, and still no parts. So I'm going to try to see if these will work on my drag build, at least to get it out, to get some testing done, because the shocks I have on it, they're just, it's going to take too much work to dial in those shocks right now to make them work. So since I've already taken most of this chassis apart, I'm going to I'm gonna steal the parts off of this thing until we can get it done. But this was actually a really cool build. This was my early days of doing speed cars, and as you see, EMPERFORMACE, he made the mounts back in the day for these as well. I've been using EMP products for a long time. EMP is a good company and stands up. RPM front arms, RPM rear arms. I mean, this thing ran. So, but you know, I ended up making a lot of changes, because like I said, I crashed these speed slashes a lot, doing a lot of learning, and that's why I make these videos, because nobody taught me how to build a speed car. It was trial and error for me. It was get out there, rip. Nobody was telling me gearing, nobody was giving up secrets, and I was just out there learning. So this was one of my learning projects. So I went through a lot of slashes, and that's why I'm hoping these videos are helping you guys on building these drag cars and building these speed cars, because back when I was doing these builds, there was nothing on YouTube teaching you how to do this stuff. they would basically say, here's my speed car, here's what it ran. Good luck. You know, build your own and go from there. So that's what really got me into YouTube and spending money. I'm telling you, I put some money in on these speed cars trying to learn. And to me, that was the fun part of it, you know. It wasn't always fun, but as a novice doing these speed runs back then, it was a good learning experience. I have a lot of slash parts because of it, because I was learning, and I wrecked a lot of chassis. I went through a lot of four-wheel drive slashes trying to get up over 100 miles an hour. So, you know, and that's what really motivated me to make these YouTube videos, teaching people on how I do it. Whether it's right or wrong, it's how I do it. So now that we got those shocks off, I'm gonna see if they'll work on this drag car. They're definitely better than what's on here. So I'm hoping that that I can get a little bit more adjustability out of it. You know, I've got the right fluids in these shocks. I've got the right, probably the wrong springs on it for drag. But I need to stiffen up this RC, and I need to get some travel in the back of this thing. So the front's just a little, it's not kicking it up. I don't have the spring rate to throw this thing up. So, and then the profile is just too tall when I put the spacers in it, and too low when I take the spacers out. So this will give me the adjustability I'm looking for the front. Now the rear, I don't know if these rears are going to work. Like I said, I have to run spacers in them. But they got the right spring rate that I'm looking for. Now here's another little trick, if you guys didn't know. Traxxas makes these little beveled screws versus the straight screws like this. A lot of you guys probably already know. But if you have a shock that you don't have some sort of pillow ball in it, you can use these spaced out ones to stick in there to hold your shock. And just a little cool trick with slashes that you can do. If you don't have a pillow ball or the wrong size pillow ball, you can remove it and just use that bolt in there. Come on. Springs are way too soft. So, let's see. There. So these are some hot racing shocks that I got a long time ago. That work pretty good for me. That stupid GoPro over there, the one I turned on, the one you guys keep hearing beeping. Started filming with that GoPro. Keeps turning on and off and on and off. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Hopefully that's going to be enough. I might have to move it to the inner hole. So I'm going to get this other one modified in there, and we'll be right back. All right, there we go. Nice and stiff. It's the way I like it. So now I'll be able to adjust the front where I want it without the body bonnet being out. So that's going to be perfect for the front. Now the rear are the ones that I still might have to change again. Well, I'm going to end up changing them both again as soon as the PROLINEs come in. Not to say that the hot racing ones are bad, it's just I'm very familiar with the PROLINE ones and getting them set up for a drag build. I know what I need, how to make it hook, how to get it adjusted that fits what I do. So, but hot racing, the fronts that are adjustable, I still don't like these that use these spacers. So, but that's a whole nother story of why I have those in my speed car. But they worked really good on the speed car once I got the spring rates right. So, but it took a lot of shock tuning to get these to work right. So So these will still need a little tuning, probably some shock oil changes, but it's a lot easier to tune when I have the right spring rate that I'm looking for. And the right length. There we go. Now I got some suspension travel on the rear. I'm definitely going to have to lower these down. There we go. That should be a good starting point for me to get these things dialed in. Good pressure. Go. Let's see the height gonna work. See if I'm gonna stop rubbing now. Yeah, that's going to be good. I'm going to have to lower the front down a little bit. Let's see here. Oh yeah, there we go. Now I got the squat. I got the front stiff. I I gotta get this front down a little bit. It's stiff, it's just got the wrong rake. I like the front real stiff. As stiff as I can get it, because you gotta have travel. You can't lock them out, but you still gotta have travel in them. So I'm gonna take my preload way off of this front. This is the adjustability I'm looking for in the rear too. There we go. Got a really good rate going on now. Car's not twisting to the side no more. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. Nice and stiff, nice and soft to squat. We might be in business. So there we go with that. Now the other thing I want to check is the battery pack. But that's going to do a lot better. Yeah. That 100% is really going to help me getting this car going straight. And then I got a full-size 2S pack in there now. We're going to be running this little mini pack like that. Then I'm going to throw a Velcro strap just around the top of this thing to hold it in. We're going to go right to that battery like that with some short wires. So, and then I'll be able to adjust my pack forward or back depending on where I need the weight. So I can go all the way back to there. Look at the room. Look at the adjustability that I'll have in this RC. And that's going to work out really good. So there we go, guys. Just a little update of what I'm working on, what I'm dealing with parts. Just wanted to make a video showing that we're still working on it. We're still moving. And we just have to try out something new while we're waiting for some more parts to come in. But that's definitely, these hot racing shocks are going to do a lot better than those worn out dead. These things are dead. They've been in the two-wheel drive RC since my daughter was bashing this thing for about 3 years now. And they just need a lot of work. So if they were new, I could get them somewhat working, but those things are just, they've taken a beating. So these hot racing ones, stiff as I got this front and his weight transfer and some suspension travel in the rear, it's gonna work out good. I might, with that drive shaft angle I got right there, I might have to lower this down. So I might have to go one more out with this shock on the bottom, but I have one more adjustment to get it down, to get those axles straighter at running them. But the front is definitely perfect for me. Stiff, stiff. See that hop in the front? That's really gonna, it's really gonna, under braking, not make the body scrape on the ground, but it's gonna give me some travel. It's kind of like locking it out with some travel. So, and that's what I look for on the front of these things. So there we go, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys on my next video. So thanks for watching. You gotta love this body. This Tekin system, really doing awesome. Let's get this bad boy set on here. I really love the looks of this RC. It's coming along for sure. Look at that thing. Awesome. No more crooked body when I accelerate. That was driving me crazy. I'd push down on it, it'd be leaning right, leaning left. This thing was leaning every which way every time I accelerate.